welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are finally jumping back into this must-have series. So I did put my must-have series on a pause for a second because October came around. I was too busy doing Halloween content, Halloween looks. I wasn't really filming regular makeup or regular kind of content. So I'm super excited today to be jumping back into this must-have series. I know you guys love this series and most of you guys love my recommendations, which is amazing. I always love recommending amazing products to you guys. So today we're going to be talking about powders. A lot of you guys wanted to know my must-have powders. So here I am telling you guys the tea, telling you what's my favorite, what I think is worth your money. I have some setting powders here for under the eye, and I also have a few setting powders for the entire face. So we're going to go ahead and jump into today's video. Before we jump in, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys have not already. And of course, without further ado, if you guys would like to know all of my must-have setting powders, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so jumping right in, I'm going to start off with setting powders that I use for underneath my eye after applying my concealer. I feel like it would make sense to talk about those first because I always set my under eyes before I set the rest of my face. So let's jump into that. So the first powder is going to be no surprise, but I feel like I have to start off this video with this powder because I'm telling you, if you still have not went to your local Sally's Beauty and picked up this powder, girl, we can't be friends anymore. Like, no, I'm just kidding. But seriously, you guys need to pick up this powder. This is the COLLAB powder. This is their Set the Stage Soft Focus Translucent Powder, but it is the one with the white cap. They have another translucent powder with a black cap, which I also have in my collection. I don't really like that one that much. I feel like it's not as good as this one. This powder is amazing. You guys, it is so good. It is so smoothing. I use this in almost all of my videos. Like, I'm already tired of looking at it, but every single time I use it, I'm like, wow, this is what I would expect a luxury powder to be. Like, I would pay good money for this kind of powder. It is amazing. So it's not super cheap like e.l.f., but it's also not super expensive like MAC or I don't know, Charlotte Tilbury or anything like that. It's a really affordable powder. You can find it at Sally's Beauty, and like I said, it's in the shade Translucent. It's the setting powder that I'm wearing today. It's also the setting powder that I use in a lot of videos. So if you guys are interested and you want to see it in action, definitely check out one of my makeup tutorials because girl, 99% of the time this is the powder that I'm using. It's super smoothing on your under eye, but it's also very brightening, and that's what I love. Typically I don't use a super brightening concealer. Sometimes I'll go in with a lighter shade just to put almost towards my tear duct where I feel like I want it to be the brightest, but I feel like this right here gives me that extra brightness that I like. Another thing that I love about this powder is it does not give you flashback, which is amazing for me. I hate a powder that gives me flashback. It is just not for me. Not that I'm always taking flash photography, but girl, I just rather not. Like, you never know where you're going to be. You never know when you're going to want to take a picture or anything like that. So I really appreciate the fact that this doesn't give flashback, and I love it. The only downside with this powder is it's not super cheap, and it comes with so little powder. Like, if you have this powder, let me know if that happens to you. I feel like every single time I buy a brand new one, I'm like, where is the rest? Like, this is a brand new one right here, actually. I actually just opened this one up. Well, no, you guys aren't. Oh, yeah, you can see it right there. See this right here? It looks empty. And it's brand new. Like, where is it? But I really do love it, and I will continue to purchase it. It is amazing. It is so good. So that's definitely my #1 recommendation for the under eyes. The second one is definitely this one right here, and this setting powder is actually newer to my collection. This is from MORPHE. This is the MORPHE Bake and Set setting powder. I use mine in the shade Translucent. This is such a good powder as well. It gives you a really smooth, bright under eye. A lot of the powders that I have are going to be brightening powders, so if you do not like that look, I'm sorry, I don't have a powder for you. But this one's pretty cool because this powder comes in a lot of different shades. They have a deep color, they have a very deep color, they have translucent, they have fair, they also have a pink shade and a banana powder as well. So I like that they have a bigger color range than you guys would normally see with setting powders. So this powder is really nice as well. I don't bake, but it is really nice to set. I actually have no other loose setting powder from the drugstore that I truly enjoy. I have not found any other one that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is life-changing, except for this MORPHE one. And you guys know, Your girl is picky when it comes to makeup products. If it is not top notch and my skin does not look like I just airbrushed my foundation and concealer, I don't want it. The next one I have to talk about here with you guys is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is a cult favorite translucent powder. I feel like at this point everyone has tried this powder, and if you have not, girl, you need to try it because it's very good. So this powder does claim to be a matte powder or a mattifying powder. However, I feel like if you're taking care of your skin, you're making sure that you're using your eye cream and your skin is nice and hydrated, you can pretty much wear whatever kind of powders you want. And I've never had any dry patches with this powder. It's never made my skin kind of look crepey and like kind of like that alligator kind of skin that you get when your skin is super dry and you try to set it with powder. Has never happened. It is amazing. So this is the translucent one. They do also have a translucent honey. I believe they just came out with one that's translucent honey, and I think they came out with a deep one too, which is amazing because for the longest time they only had translucent, and obviously we need to be more inclusive because translucent does not match everyone. But yeah, so they definitely do have other colors, so I highly recommend you guys check them out. This powder is amazing as well. It's one of my favorites. The next powder that I have here is actually not a powder that I use to set my under eye. I use this powder anytime I go overboard with my bronzer, and I'm like, girl, your bronzer is supposed to be up there. How the heck did it get down here? It happens, let me tell you. I'm not perfect when it comes to makeup, and sometimes I make mistakes too and I go a little overboard. So anytime I do make a mistake and I want to kind of correct it, but my foundation and bronzer and everything's already on, I go in with this powder right here. This is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. I have been using this powder for years as well. This one you can find at Walmart. This is a super affordable powder. I think this powder is like $4 or $5 and it's huge, you guys. Like, look at the size of this powder. It is humongous. You get a lot of product in here. The only thing with this powder is it has a scent to it. So if you don't like scented products, you're gonna hate this. This smells like your grandma's perfume. Like, it has a really strong, like, old ladyish scent. I don't like the scent at all, but I do love it to clean up that bronzer, like I said. Also, if you're someone that likes to bake your contour, or you like to bake the contour around your nose, you'll really like this as well because it does leave that brightening effect behind. The next powder that I have here is another powder that's newer to my collection, so I'm sorry, but I need to talk about this powder because it's amazing. So this is the ONESIZE Ultimate Setting Powder. This is what the powder looks like right here. I do have a tutorial up on my channel using this powder. I will link it down below if you guys are interested in seeing this powder in action. So ONESIZE is Patrick Starr's brand, and you guys, I love this powder. Honestly, I wasn't expecting anything less from Patrick. I feel like we all know that Patrick Starr is like the queen of baking, and the amount of powder that Patrick applies to his face when he's doing his makeup, girl, and it still looks as smooth as it does. I knew that this powder was going to be bomb. So this is what the powder looks like right here. I love the fact that it has like one of those caps. I'm not going to open it up because I'm going to make a mess, but it has like one of those flip caps inside the actual powder, so you can always close that up and it kind of holds the powder from actually leaking out. Of course, mine is super messy. It's not even supposed to look like that, but that goes to show you how well I treat my makeup. It's amazing. I love it. This is also a super smoothing powder. It's translucent, but it gives you a nice brightening effect. It's very smooth. It kind of like completely covers the pores for you and really does set your concealer, and it does not get crepey or it doesn't crease throughout the day. It's an amazing powder. I haven't tried this powder to set the rest of my face just because I prefer a powder with color, but I'm pretty sure you can do that with this as well if you guys were interested. The next powder that I have here is another under eye setting powder. It's the last one that I have. This is from Huda Beauty. This is her Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in Pound Cake. So this powder is really good as well. The only downside to this powder, just like the Coty powder, is this has a strong scent. Like, it is strong. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It's strong. But this powder is really cool because it has like a, I don't know, like a mesh on it. It kind of looks like a sifter. I don't want to lift it too much, but it does have a mesh on there, so it's almost like holding the powder, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's really cool though. Ugh. The scent is like so sweet though. That's the only thing, but it is a really, really nice powder. And it is nice and brightening on the under eye for you. And this also comes in a lot of shades. So I do have Pound Cake and I have Banana Bread. Banana Bread is a little bit too yellow for me. For some reason, no matter what banana powder I try to use, they're always too yellow. Like, they make my under eye look a little sallow, and I don't love that look, so I typically stick for a translucent powder, and this one is amazing. And then the next powder is more of like a illuminating powder. It is a setting powder for the face, but it has a little bit of shimmer in it. This is the Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics Luminous Powder in the shade Carrots. This is what the packaging looks like right here. This is such a beautiful luminous powder. So it's like in between a setting powder and a highlighter. It's like a mixture of both, kind of like a hybrid of the two. It is such a nice powder, you guys. I am wearing it on my skin today. I'm wearing it kind of like in this area over here. So it's giving me that really pretty, almost like glowy look when the light hits my face. And then I have my highlighter back here in this area right here. So you could definitely see it looks like I'm wearing highlighter everywhere, but I'm not. It's because I did set my face with this powder and I love it. The only thing is I won't set my entire face with this powder. I'll just set the areas where I want it to look really glowy and dewy. It's beautiful. If you haven't tried these powders, definitely check them out because they are gorgeous. Okay, so that was basically it for the loose powders that I used to set my concealer. So let's jump into some face powders. So the first powder I want to talk about is a more affordable powder because everything else is not affordable. So let's start off with the affordable powder. This is the only drugstore powder that I will use to set my entire face. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder in the shade Sandstorm. This is what it looks like right here. I have been using this powder for years, you guys. Even before I started shopping at Sephora, before I started shopping at Ulta, when I was super young, still in high school, and all I was doing was getting my makeup from like CVS and Walgreens. This was the powder that I was using. It is so good. As you guys can see, she's well loved. I hit pan on this. Typically, I'm going to hit pan a little bit more and then it kind of crumbles and you basically just have to throw it out. But I don't mind it, to be honest, because it's so affordable. This powder is really nice. I know that the name says Stay Matte and a lot of people get worried, but I have normal to dry skin and it still looks really beautiful on me. It does not make me look matte. It doesn't make me look dry. It's amazing. I love it. And if you feel like it makes you a little bit too matte and you're going to apply highlighter anyway, it really doesn't matter because you can bring back that glow with the highlighter or even with like a glowy, dewy setting spray. So I really love this powder. I think it's really nice and girl, it's affordable. So the next one I want to talk about here is also a powder I've been using for years. I actually discovered this powder when I worked at Sephora and I have not put it down since. It has been in my collection ever since then. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth powder in the shade Light. I also sometimes use the shade Medium, but I can only match that one during the summer. So during the colder months, I use the shade Light. And this is what it looks like right here. It is such a beautiful smoothing powder. It's the powder that I'm wearing on my face today. It just makes your skin look airbrushed. Like it looks flawless, so smooth. It is incredible and it works with every single foundation I have in my collection. And let me tell you, I have quite a bit. This is a really nice powder. It has a little bit of color to it, but not too much color to where it will kind of like alter your foundation shade. It won't. It'll just set it in place really nicely and give you just a little bit more coverage, which I think is amazing. So this powder is amazing. I wanted to quickly just show you guys a dupe. So this right here is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Medium, and this is what it looks like right here. You guys, this Sephora powder is a dupe. Let me just show you right now. It is definitely a dupe. Probably not color. They're pretty close. But as far as formula, if you guys don't want to spend the money on this MAC powder, get this Sephora powder. You are not going to regret it. I actually like this powder more than the MAC one. I do use the MAC one occasionally on my channel just because I have it in my collection. And it is nice. I like the formula. But girl, the Sephora one is amazing. And I think this powder is like $20, which is not super high end. It's also not super cheap, but like you're going to get your money's worth because it is amazing. So love that. So if I'm not using the Sephora powder or the MAC powder, then I am using this one right here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. You guys already know when I talk about high-end products, your girl feels bougie because this is expensive. So this is what the powder looks like right here. This is a beautiful powder, you guys. Even as a touch-up powder, I never used to think that I was somebody who would ever like carry around a powder in her purse and touch up here and there, but I do with this. This powder, no matter how many times you touched up with it, it never makes your makeup look cakey, heavy, greasy, crepey, and like, no, girl, it is amazing. It's almost like a refresher. Like it genuinely just refreshes your makeup. It is so, so beautiful. I love it so much. This is another powder that I have used a lot on my channel. And if you guys are not too concerned with the price and you want to just splurge a little and treat yourself, this is a really great powder to try. It's amazing. So when you guys can, I know the holiday season is coming. Maybe if you guys get a gift card or if someone asks you what you want, definitely check out that powder and definitely ask for it because it's a really great powder. So that's basically it as far as my setting powders for the under eye and the face. I know it's not too many setting powders, but it's also not too little, but I really wanted to share powders that I love, ones that I use all the time, ones that I know work for me, and ones that I think you guys will honestly genuinely love. So those are really the only ones that I highly recommend and will put my name on. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know down below if you guys are going to check out any of these powders. If you guys have tried them, definitely let me know. And also let me know what's your favorite powder as well. What setting powders do you love? It could be high-end, affordable. Girl, just let me know. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are excited at the fact that we are back with the must-have series. So don't forget to comment as well down below. Let me know what must-have you guys want to see next. I know I haven't done one in a while. I think I've done colorful eyeshadow palettes, foundations, concealers, and I can't remember which other one I did. So I think I still have like maybe bronzer to do. Maybe blush. I don't remember if I did blush already. So I will leave all the videos that I've done so far down below so you guys can check those out. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.